And now we move on to Amit. Amit, I've been looking after your lecture all day. Amit is an internet personality. He's a motivational speaker. And I think I can call him a friend of NFPU in the meantime. And he's a big motivator of our ambassadors. So I'm very grateful that he's here. Welcome, Amit.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Wow, what a day. Who's feeling motivated? Brilliant. First of all, I'm really proud to be standing in this room here with people who really get it emotionally, get it medically, because it's difficult. It is difficult. It's not easy. Living with neurofibromatosis every single day isn't easy. And when Karen called me and said, Amit, would you come over and do this keynote? I was absolutely thrilled. I was so thrilled because every time I share my journey with everyone and I see the impact it has, it really motivates me to continue doing what I'm doing. Before I start going into the 4 steps of confidence, I just want to tell you how real and how constant looking visibly different is. It's relentless. Just this morning, I got ready, I got into the lift, and there was 2 people in the lift, 2 women, really nicely dressed, ready to go out and be a tourist in this beautiful city. And suddenly there was this pause. Suddenly there was this look between the 2, and they looked down. And those 30 seconds were the longest 30 seconds of my life. And that is something that happens constantly to us, be it on the lift, be it on the bus, be it in the train. It happens constantly. And that is how relentlessly real it is. It happens every single day. There is no getting away from it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Amit Ghose. I am an advocate for the visibly different community, born with neurofibromatosis on the left-hand side of my face, no hiding it. I'm a social media influencer. I create content about confidence, resilience, and I'm also a diversity, equity, and inclusion advisor for the NHS in England. So my journey and the 4 steps of confidence. Going back to my younger days, it was lonely. Not a lot of people wanted to be my friend. Not a lot of people wanted to sit next to me. Not a lot of people wanted to get to know me. Some because they were scared, others because they were just curious. And I absolutely disliked when I had children come to my house with their parents, because they would hide behind their parents and cry and say, Mummy, Mummy, what happened to his face? And it would be really, really uncomfortable. People didn't understand. People stared, people laughed, people pointed. But one thing that really helped me get through, and those of you that know me will know this really well, was cricket. Cricket was a big part of who I am. Cricket was a big part of me growing up. And my father helped me shape that. I remember when he bought me my first bat and ball, my uncle came into the house and said, what are you doing? Have you seen his face? What if that ball hits the other side of the face and it breaks him even more? But my dad said, if my boy wants to play cricket, he wants to play cricket. It was that normalization from him that gave me that belief that I can do what I want to do. And that's the first step. That's the first step of confidence. It's embracing who we are, embracing our hobbies. I want you all to take a moment and just think about what that one hobby, that one thing is that makes you who you are. So I fell in love with cricket. I started playing cricket. I played club cricket. I went to secondary school, college. But I never really accepted the left-hand side of my face. And for all of us here, I think the most challenging part is accepting that we have neurofibromatosis, accepting that I have this face that I can't change. And all my social media posts before I started my advocacy journey, it was always from the right-hand side of my face. I always used to hide my face. I used to take artistic photos like this and post it on social media. And I used to try and see how many likes I can get. And talking about social media, we live in this world now where we are constantly seeking validation externally. We want to be liked by our friends. We want to be liked by our spouses, our partners, our teachers, our colleagues. But how often do we spend time in learning to like ourselves, learning about ourselves, learning to appreciate who we are? I say a funny story about my wife when we started speaking. She was in India, I was in England. I used to hide the left-hand side of my face when I spoke to her. She let it go the first few times. On the third occasion, she said, Amit, if I marry you, I'm not just going to marry half of your face, you know, I'm going to marry all of you. And it was that moment that I realized self-acceptance. We have to learn to accept who we are before others can accept us. And that is the hardest part. That is the hardest part. It's not easy. A lot of people say to me, Amit, it's easier said than done. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's easier said than done. It took me an entire 33, 34 years to get to a point where I can say, I accept my condition. I can't change the way I look. I can't change the fact that I have neurofibromatosis. What I can change is my mindset. What I can change is how I deal with it. And that is what I focus on. But that's not to say that I don't go back to the point where I'm not feeling confident, because it's a journey, it's a cycle. Only a couple of weeks ago, I was in Birmingham, England, going to the shop to get some milk. There was a group of boys. They looked at me and said, oh, have you seen his face? And another guy said, yeah, he's on TikTok. He does all these videos. And then another guy goes, yeah, his face is so mashed up, man. Really upset me. Really, really upset me, because I started my advocacy journey. I started going on social media to help, support, and inspire people. I wanted people to understand empathy. I wanted people to understand kindness. But it takes time. And that one comment can bring you back down. So you build your confidence, you embrace your hobbies, your personality, you accept yourself, but then boom, one comment and you're back down again. But step one, embrace your personality. Step two, accept yourself. But those two alone are not going to work. The third step is about belief, because belief lead to actions. Actions lead to results. Belief. I want you to close your eyes just for one moment. And I want you to think of a time where you wanted to do something, but you were scared. You were nervous and you felt like you couldn't do it. And then I want you to think about how you accomplished that task. You accomplished it because you believed. You accomplished it because you took action. When we believe in ourselves, we take action. When we take action, we get results. For me, I became a content creator through chance. My background was in sales. I worked in sales for IBM, for Adobe, Google. And after I got married and my wife moved to England, she said to me, hey, why don't you create some content? And she told me to create a social media TikTok video. And I was like, nah, I'm not creating a TikTok video. But wives have a way of convincing you. I don't know what it is, but if they want something done, they get it done. So I made that video. I made a video on TikTok. I said to the world that I want to help, support, inspire them with my lived experiences. And that one video went viral. I said to myself that I want to be a keynote speaker. I want to travel the world and share my story. I even put a video on TikTok saying I put this out to the universe. 3 months after, I got a call from a charity in US. I went there and I was standing in front of 2,000 people. And I thought, I can't do this. I paused, I closed my eyes, and I told myself, you can. If there's anyone who can do this, it's you, Amit, because you have the lived experience. It's about that belief. I closed my eyes, I went on stage and I spoke. I spoke for an hour. We had people who were crying. We had people who were asking me questions. When I got off the stage, there was a queue of children wanting to take pictures with me. It was a surreal feeling. But how did it happen? It happened because I believed. It happened because I took action. But can you do it with embracing your personality, your hobbies, accepting yourself and believing? You can, but you will get to the point where you can't again. It's a cycle. So it's one step at a time. Fourth thing, one step at a time. Consistency. Do not give up. You have to keep taking the steps. You have to remain consistent. Because the moment you decide to give up because somebody said something cruel to you or because somebody stared at you, you're not going to be able to make a difference to the other people's life. There were some great ambassadors sitting on the stage earlier, great role models for our future. If you ever think about giving up, think about what impact you're having on the lives of other young patients. Your work matters. Your work is important. Embrace your personality. Accept who you are. Believe in yourself and take one step at a time. I want to play a short video for you now. And after I play it, we'll talk through it about how that happened and what belief can do. I've got neurofibromatosis, which caused my eye to be pushed out my skull. What is NF1? I've had 22 surgeries on my face. I do look different. I was born different. You've got to get on with it. You've got to be who you are. We're going to start the change one TikTok at a time, I guess. When I met my wife, her family did not want me to be with her. We got married regardless. I'm scared to start a family because I'm scared that they will end up looking like me. There's a 50% chance of my child inheriting my condition. Do we want to take that risk? Let someone go through that pain and that agony that I went through? And the answer is no. Thank you. Right, we're ready to go. I've got a rare condition called Neurofibromatosis Type 1, which causes tumours to grow on nerves. It can grow anywhere in the body. For me, it grew on my face, which caused my eye to be pushed out my skull. I had my eye removed when I was 11 years old. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll clean the eye. I'll clean the back of these magnets. The magnets are actually attached to the skull here. Once I've cleaned it, it will just go back on like this. My family first realised that there was something different about me when I was about 2 years old, when they noticed that there was swelling on the left-hand side of the face. When I was going to school and the kids were staring, I think that was the moment where I started to realise that there's something different about me. A lot of the times, the other children didn't want to be my friend. Coming back from school, just looking in the mirror, thinking, oh God, why me? I'd break the mirror like this, and then I'd try and imagine how it would look if I was symmetrical. I was 11 years old when we were told that they're going to remove the eye. They told me that it would be a brain surgery. They would have to open up my skull. All that combined was quite daunting for an 11-year-old. There's no cure for neurofibromatosis. The tendency of the condition is that the tumours will always grow back. The tumours have been growing around my lips. Sometimes I get dribbling. Also, I've got tumours growing near my spine, which causes a lot of pain. Throughout my life, every 2 years or so, they've done some form of corrective surgery. All in total, I've had 22 surgeries on my face. Sometimes I think, what if I had a normal, symmetrical face? Would I be the person I am today? Would I be the same human being? My family always wanted me to have an arranged marriage. All my siblings, all my cousins, everyone have had an arranged marriage from India. We were always faced with rejection, and it was always around the face. People also said to me, would you want your daughter to marry someone like this? And I'm like, how can you have that conversation with me standing right in front of me? One of my friends said to me that, oh, there's this really nice girl who I think would be great for you. So I sent her a message. She said she likes cooking. I was like, well, I like eating. So definitely a connection there. She's a very good cook. I haven't actually cooked for her yet, even though we've been married a year and a half. I remember we used to do video calls, and I'd only show her half of my face on the video. She said, look, if we're going to take this anywhere, and if this is going to be meaningful, then you're going to have to show me your full face, because I'm not just going to marry half of your face. That was the moment that I realised, actually, this person appreciates me for who I am. When you saw my photo, what did you think?
Just first impression অত বেশি আমার এফেক্ট করছে না এটা তোমার ফেসে
Did you marry me because you felt sorry for me?
না তারপরে তো না হইলে ইসলাম
Yeah, you did say no. You did say no. You said no because of family pressures, obviously. Piali's family's reaction when she first told them about me was, no, this cannot happen. One of the biggest reasons was, how will we show our face to society? You can do better. She said to me, I don't think we can continue talking. I remember that really broke my heart. You didn't think you were going to marry me, even at that point? Okay.
friends আমার
Everyone said what?
no
But we got married regardless, in a small temple. Very few of our family members were at the wedding. Things started to get normalised a little bit when they realised that actually he's just another human being. Do you feel ashamed to take photographs with me?
আমার every photo তোমার লোগো পোস্ট করো
Give that person a chance. That person might be able to offer my daughter a lot more than someone with a normal face.
তুমি হ্যাপি নি
Am I happy? With what?
আমার লগে
With you. Am I happy with you? I'm very happy. There's a 50% chance of me passing on neurofibromatosis to my children. Do I want them to go through what I went through? Do we want to take that risk? And the answer is no. We don't want our child to go through the same pain and mental torture that I went through. Do you think I will make a good dad?
yeah of course
I've thought about the fact that what if children don't happen, and that's upset me. It's not a future I want to see. Never in a million years did I think I'd make a TikTok video, first of all. I started my TikTok channel just over 5 weeks ago. Hello friends, let's talk about confidence. Hello friends. Hello friends. And I'm sitting on 56,000 followers. Someone said to me that, oh, you should make a TikTok video. I think you'd do really well. You'd get a lot of good love from it and you'd raise the awareness. Hello friends, it's Amit Ghose. If I had that support when I was growing up, I think I would have been a far stronger person. When was the last time you saw someone on TV, in a film, in media, who had a visible difference? I do get negative comments on TikTok. Never apologise for who you are. A lot of people think it's fake. I've got some kind of filter on. I was just reading a comment this morning that said, you're a fraud. And I'm like, how? I do look different. I was born different. How can we make that change together? I never thought I was going to be a content creator. I didn't think I was going to be on TikTok. I just made one video. We're going to start the change one TikTok at a time, I guess. Me and Piali are going to the local pub. I'm just hoping to have some food and drinks without anyone bothering me. One of the biggest challenges for me is acceptance. People sometimes stare, or people just get a bit shaken when they see me. I've been to a lot of pubs before where you'll notice people staring, noticing from the corner of my eye if someone's noticed me. When I'm in public spaces, I just scan the room to see if anyone is staring at me.
I've seen many people staring at him. People do need to change their perception about how they treat people like who are a bit different.
If the opportunity is right, I'll even say hello, then they'll realise actually this person's just normal. Some people think I can't talk. They'll try and like make sign language with me and I'm like, no, I can talk. I'm completely fine. Hello, how are you? I'm still very uncomfortable going into new environments, but I find ways to deal with those things. I don't need people to feel sorry for me. If I had the option to lose condition completely, I would not take it. A lot of the times people say I don't let my condition define who I am, but I do. I let it be who I am. I embrace it, I celebrate it, and then I want to go and change the world with it. This was a video that was created on the back of the work I'd done on social media. And it came from those principles that I described to you, the acceptance, the embracing, the believing, the one step at a time. And I want to leave you with a few messages that you can take away today, along with those 4 comments. One of which is, don't let the opinion of others dictate the opinion you have of yourself. Don't let the opinion of others dictate the opinion you have of yourself. Be who you are, embrace who you are, celebrate who you are. Because using those principles, I got to a point now where I can say to the world, this is me, take it or leave it. Thank you.